All right, guys, we're going to go through the loan application. I'm going to show you how to get this done within 5 minutes. All right, so I want you to go to SBA.gov and we're going to get started. So you're going to click on the link right here at the beginning and it's going to bring up your application. Now, most of you are going to be an applicant with not more than 500 employees. If you are filing a tax return as an S Corp or partnership. If you're filing as a sole proprietorship, you are going to be considered an independent contractor. Sole proprietorship is what is usually filed on a Schedule C. Down here, you're going to go through these questions and make sure you can check all the boxes. Otherwise, you cannot continue with the loan application. Now here, you're going to put in your business legal name. I'm just going to use mine, and I've already done this, so I'm not going to go all the way through the application and click submit, but I just want to help y'all. All right, so your business legal name is the legal name of your business. So for most of you, it's going to be the actual LLC name or Inc. name. If you are, if you have a sole proprietorship, it might be your own name. If you are doing this as if you have a DBA, you will put a different name and trade name. That's like if you are like Carlotta Thompson doing business as, put your trade name if you have a DBA. All right. Your EIN is going to be the EIN that the government has given to you. If you don't have an EIN because you're a sole proprietorship, use your social security number here. All right. Your organization type is exactly how you file your tax return or how you were created. So if you're an LLC, usually you have LLC on the end of your name. If you're a Inc. but you file as an S Corp, you're going to put S Corp there. If you are a C Corp, you're going to put C Corp there. If you're a sole proprietorship, that's what you're going to put there. All right. So I got to select something so I can continue on. I'm just going to put in some numbers here. Just because I'm trying to, I think I'm going to put in here a test LLC because I don't want them to get this confused with the one I already submitted. That would really stink. So I'm going to do that. All right, gross revenues for the 12 months prior to the date of the disaster. So that's going to be your gross revenues from 2/1 of 2019 to 1/31 of 2020. That is the gross amount of money you made without expenses or any cost of goods sold or anything, okay? So you could say, all right, maybe that was $100,000, whatever it was. And then secondly, the cost of goods sold is your cost of goods sold on your tax return, what it would normally be. Most of this is for manufacturers. That's whenever you have a cost of goods sold. The definition is what the IRS uses. I did look this up on the SBA website because I had gotten some information that some people from the SBA were saying put your expenses in here. That's not what this line is meant for. Remember, this is a information gathering application, and therefore you will have time to give them all of those expenses. This application doesn't ask near enough information to be able to determine how much your loan forgiveness is or how much your loan can be or anything like that. This is simply a data information gathering, really, I think, to get the $10,000 out to people as fast as possible. So here you're going to put what your cost of goods sold is. If you are not a manufacturer or you don't purchase to resell, this is probably going to be zero for you. If you do purchase products to resell, you can probably look on your last return and see how your accountant put cost of goods sold in and get kind of an idea of what they used here. Now, some accountants will put like your contract labor and your cost of goods sold. That's not really cost of goods sold. So your cost of goods sold is zero if your contract labor is in cost of goods sold, but you're really a service provider. The IRS actually says to put that on the contractor line. So anyways, I do know some accountants do that, and we do that every once in a while just because some clients like to see it there. For tax purposes, it doesn't make any difference, but for this purpose, it does. So I'm going to put zero there if I am a service provider that doesn't buy stuff for resale or purchase for or make something to sell. Okay, so like if you're buying telephones to resell, you're going to put that as in your cost of goods sold. If you're manufacturing like clothing or something, then that's where your cost of labor would go in there, your cost of the materials and that stuff, and then you would have an ending inventory. If you don't have an ending inventory or beginning inventory, and you don't buy or sell something, then normally that's going to be zero. All right, so rental properties, this is for people that have a business renting properties out. Lost rents due to the disaster is what you're going to put there. These are not really for you if you're not a nonprofit. This is for nonprofit, faith-based entity, secular social services, compensation from other sources. As a result of disaster, if you got a grant or something, you have to put that in here. All right, this is going to be your business address. It can't be a PO box, so I'm just going to put for don't contact, for test, Alabama or Arkansas or whatever. I'm just putting some stuff. This is going to be your business phone number. I'm not going to submit this, so don't worry. This is going to be test@yahoo.com or whatever your email is. Date business established. This is whenever you've either started your Schedule C or you started your LLC. If you're an LLC, if you're a business that just became an LLC, like I have some people that became an LLC at like last month, I would use the date the business was actually established, because you have to show that you've been in business for a while. So you have to have been in business in January of 2020 to even apply for this. But if you were in business for a long time and then you like changed the kind of entity you are, I would put the date the business was actually established, okay? So I'm going to put in here 2017 or whatever. Current ownership since, this is like if you bought your business from somebody else, that would be a different date than when it was actually established. But you know, most of us, we just have owned the business forever. Okay, so this is what kind of company you are. So for me, I'm an accounting firm, a tax strategist, and this is the number of employees. Now, this is not the number of contractors. A lot of people have heard that you're going to get some of your loan forgiven based on your payroll costs, and that includes gig contractors, so forth. But this is actual employees, because what the SBA is trying to figure out is, do you have more employees than 500? So this is actual employees, okay? So how many ever employees you had as of January 31st, 2020 is what you're going to put there. Then we're going to click next, and hopefully this thing is going to go. All right, so now we're to the second page. We click next, and now this is asking you if your business is owned by a business entity. So some of you have partnerships or LLCs that have a holding company as the owner of the actual business. So if that were the case, or you have another company that owns the business. So if that were the case, you would put yes, and you would put the business information in here of the parent entity. So like if Carlotta Thompson LLC was owned by Thompson Holding Company, then I would put Thompson Holding Company in here and how much ever the percentage is. But for me, for most of you, your business is going to be owned by you. So you're going to put in here your name and your last name and your phone number. And I'm just making stuff up. And what your title is at your company, so your CEO. How much of the ownership, because if you have more than one owner in the business, you have to put both of them down. So for me, this is 100%. I'm going to, again, put test@yahoo.com. You're going to put your social in here. So I'm going to just put something in here. Remember, this is data gathering. So your birth date, whatever your birth date is, I don't know why I put your place of birth. I'm assuming they're asking this. I'm just gonna make up somewhere because I don't want to put my real. I'm assuming they're asking this, like maybe that will be a password or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're trying to make sure that you are actually who you say you are. And then your street address. So this is going to be your address. I'm going to put 15 tests. I don't know. I'm just making something up because I really don't want to have my personal information on here. So I'm sure that zip doesn't even match a zip there. But anyways, you're going to add an additional owner if there's more than one of you, and then you're going to click next. And then you're going to answer these questions. So hopefully you can answer all these no. And then you're going to put in here if anyone assisted you. Well, if you're watching this video, you're doing this yourself probably. And so there's that. You do want to be considered for the additional advance up to $10,000 because even if this loan is denied, you can get that forgiven. Now, if you get that money and you don't have enough of the amounts to, okay, so this is how this works. I know this video is going to be longer than 5 minutes as I explain this, but you have 8 weeks to incur the costs that can be forgiven, okay? So from the loan origination date, they're going to be the amount that you spend on payroll costs, which is cost paid to employees or contract laborers, your rent for your business office, utilities, and I think there's one other thing that can be forgiven in this, okay? They're only looking at an 8-week period for that. So like if you pay $40,000 out in contractors, you could get $40,000 forgiven. Okay, but first, the reason why this application is so easy and they're not asking a whole lot of information is because they're trying to get this $10,000 out to us really fast, okay? So once you get this $10,000, they're going to still ask you more questions and they're going to see if you can get more than that. But we want to get this initial $10,000 because even if the loan is later denied, then that $10,000 is forgiven and it's non-taxable. Okay, so you're gonna put your bank name, account number, routing number in here so they can get that money to you, and then you're gonna certify all that under penalty of perjury, and you're gonna click next, and then it's going to give you all the information, and you're going to confirm that. I'm not clicking next any further because I don't want them to, I don't want to say on this, I don't want to click that and say that all that's true because obviously this video is only to show you how to do the loan. This is super simple. It doesn't take long to fill out. Go fill it out because the money will run out. Okay, guys? So I hope this has been helpful. And if you need anything else, let me know. I'm Carolina Thompson. I'm a tax strategist and I help entrepreneurs pay the least tax legally possible. So find me, and if you need anything else, you can find me on Facebook, carlinathompson.com, and I would be glad to help you in any way I can.